The goal of the program is to infuse character education, social and emotional learning throughout the school, and that means in a number of different ways. It could be in the curriculum, in the classroom, how teachers and students treat each other, how students treat each other, a common language.
It's creating a culture that is healthy for our students and for our adults, and also one that's really supportive.
But in the long term, prepare them to be better citizens and to really have the skills and opportunities that they need to be better off in college and further on in life.
Social emotional intelligence is how a person understands themselves, both emotionally and intellectually, and also how a person understands others and how those two interact.
The part that I think is really important that we really need to focus on with the emotional wellness is the integrity, who we are when people aren't looking. I think, that goes back to some cheating incidents, those go back to, some sports incidents, things like that, that Lake Forest High School could use to work on.
Certainly when people are under scrutiny, they do the right thing more often. But what do kids do when there's that opportunity to do something wrong? What do they do when they're not being supervised or controlled or watched? And how they act and what they do is important, that they do it with honesty.
I was contacted about a year and a half, 2 years ago. They wanted to form a committee basically with faculty from each department to be able to represent a leadership component, to be able to see how the direction of the emotional wellness initiative was going to kind of be taken.
I feel personally that the faculty has done a nice job over the past couple years understanding it and beginning to take ownership with it. Now our hope is that students might do the same, and that eventually we're also going to have community hopefully take ownership of this too.
It's really listening to what different parts of our school feel that they need, including the faculty's needs and the students' needs, and trying to come up with ways for us to meet those needs, to create really a strong culture and a supportive culture.
So while the classroom is the most important part, that component piece of being emotionally well is extremely valuable too.
It's a really important element to what you have to deal with during teenage years.
I think probably every institution and every person could take some time to do kind of a personal inventory about how our emotional needs are being met or not.
Whether students fully realize it or not, if students are interested in something and it's important to them, that makes the faculty and the parents much more interested. So I think that students will ultimately be the ones that carry this forward.